This week in East Brunswick, the hot weather brought many bathers out to the community beach. Today, Art McEnany, supervisor at the beach, will tell us what's in store there for the rest of the summer. Special Officer Mike Mansfield will be back with more pet care advice. This week, he'll talk about dog leashes. Dolly Vasta will run down the East Brunswick Art Commission's late summer and fall lineup, which includes a special program coming up this weekend. We'll hear a quick update on the Township newspaper recycling campaign from its coordinator, Ed Joblinowski, and some advice on in-home sales from consumer advocate Adrian Eisner. All this, plus a commercial and book review from the Teen Library Corps, all coming up on This Week in East Brunswick. First, here's a look at next week's programming here on Channel 8. Tuesday night begins with Read Aloud at 7 p.m., a repeat of a show taped earlier this year featuring Randy Ellen Solomon, Kathy O'Rourke, and Martha Hess. Then at 7:30 on Let's Talk Health, Ken Shalhoub will discuss exercise and physical therapy with Lenore Kulik. Incidentally, this fall, Lenore will begin as host of a new exercise show here on Channel 8 called Look Great, Feel Great. On Wednesday, our regular afternoon lineup, Reading Rainbows at 3 and Read Aloud at 3:30, is joined by More Stories at 4. Stories read by Teen Library Corps members Anita Iori, Gail Garfinkel, and Doreen Garahan. Then, on Wednesday evening at 7:30, Target host Paula Durant addresses the problem of teenage suicide on Teenage Suicide, What Can We Do? Then, Our Town focuses on men's fashions as Sue Rosenblatt talks with NBO fashion coordinator Stanley Sermon. And we'll be back next Thursday evening with more local news on This Week in East Brunswick. Now let's join Art McEnany at the community beach.
Good afternoon. My name's Art McEnany. I'm the beach coordinator down here at our East Brunswick Community Beach. The last time I had this opportunity to speak with you, I believe it was shortly after our Memorial Day weekend, which has been some time ago. We're about midway through our season, and I'd like to take this time to update you a little bit on what has been happening down here at the beach and what's going to take place in the remaining month to come. I'd like to reflect back on our July 4th weekend. We had a quite successful weekend. We had over 1,300 people at that particular time using our facilities, and they kept extremely active from the time they came in until the time they left. There was many different activities provided for them through our rec people, namely Keith Lane and Trish Conte. The activities ranged from all categories, from our toddlers that got involved in a peanut hunt right to our adults that were involved in our co-ed volleyball games, basketball games, as well as a horseshoe tournament. And I'd like to thank both Connie and Keith for their efforts for a very successful July 4th weekend. I also may add that these activities, these recreation activities, are activities that we have on a daily basis here at the beach, Monday through Friday, as well on the weekends and the holidays. I'd also like to bring to your attention that next week, entering next week, which is August 6th, is going to be the last full week for our swim lessons and their sign-ups. I'd like to give special thanks and credit to the staff here, my lifeguard staff that is doing an excellent job with the swimming program. I think it should be noted that we started these swim lessons June 25th, the week of June 25th, and every one of them at all levels have been closed out with a maximum of 20 children per class. So I think it's a real credit to them. I also want to indicate that it is a need, it's an involvement from the community that's being met and filled by the efforts of the community beach as well as the recreation department. Moving along to our sandpipers. I'd like to give tribute to those people that participated this season. Their season is still yet underway. They have 2 more meets to compete in before their season is over. And I want to give special credit and thanks to Paul Charette, Nancy Stupé, and Jim Carbone, which are the swimming and the diving team coaches. I've been over there from time to time, and I can certainly pass on to you that through their enthusiasm and their hard work and dedication, it reflects both with the kids in the beach and out in the community, and I just want to give a real credit to them because right now they're sitting at a season with 7 wins and 2 losses. In closing, I just want to share with you some of the up and coming activities and events that's going to be taking place in the month of August. We have a very big Saturday coming up, that being Saturday, August 4th, this Saturday, where keeping in the spirit with our 1984 Summer Olympics that are now taking place in Los Angeles, and we're going to provide an opportunity to have our own Beach Olympics. Our Beach Olympics are going to consist of 6 different events. It will be a softball throw for accuracy, a football throw for accuracy, a 50-yard dash, a 25-meter swim, a free throw competition, as well as a running long jump. And these activities are going to be provided for both boys and girls in the age groups of 8 and 9, 10 through 12, and 13 through 15. And we're looking forward to seeing you here on Saturday for that. A week later, a week down the road, August 11th, we have a soccer clinic that is being provided by Frank Santos. Frank is rated one of the top 10 soccer coaches here in the state of New Jersey. That is going off at 2 o'clock. There is no fee, so we're looking forward to seeing you for that. And that is a week from this Saturday, August 11th. Ending in closing again, I want to pass on that probably the biggest event is yet to come, and that will be August 18th, and that is our 2nd annual Luau Night. Right now, our tickets are on sale down here at the beach, and if they're bought on or before August 12th, the tickets are going for $13, and anytime after August 12th, the tickets can be purchased for $15. It is our anticipation that the month of August hopefully is going to be a dry and hot one. We're looking forward to seeing you down here at the beach, whether it's during the weekday or the weekend and possibly the holidays. If you need any information concerning the events yet to come, any activities that are going on, or possibly some information in our membership fees, whether you're resident or non-resident, or maybe just our daily rate, please don't hesitate to call the girls down here at the beach. Thank you very much.
How do you do? I'm Special Officer Mike Mansfield, East Brunswick Animal Control. I'd like to talk to you today about leashes and humane ways to tie your dog up in the backyard. Some people feel they want their dogs to be outside dogs, not indoor dogs. Tying a dog to a post in the backyard where he runs in a circle for the rest of his life tends to make the dogs overprotective of the area, and they do become aggressive in approximately 60% of the cases. Remember, whenever you keep a dog outside, he must always have shelter and water and be fed once a day. Now, I have some leashes here I'd like to show you. These are nylon leashes and nylon collar. Nylon tends to be stronger and better than leather because leather will stretch. And many times animals are picked up running at large because they pulled out of their collar or snapped their collar. And leather ones tend to stretch and snap and come off. Nylon won't do this. Nylon leashes won't break either, and when you hold the animal and you're walking it and he comes in contact with another dog, you have the control to pull the dogs apart before any injury happens to either one of them. Another thing people like to use is a choke collar. Choke collars are very good as long as they're used properly. The choke collar, when put on a dog, should be slid down like this and then slid over the animal's neck. When you let up on the leash, the collar, the chain will automatically drop down, only securing the dog and then immediately letting up again. When you have a very large dog and you want to tie him in the backyard, I would advise either a heavy-duty welded chain collar or a nylon collar, not leather. Always put your license on your dog if he breaks loose, and the license is on the dog. It's cheap insurance to get his safe return quickly as possible. The best way to tie a dog outside, other than staking him to a pole, would be to use the dog runs. You can purchase them at any pet shop. They consist of a very long wire with a 20-foot chain. You hook it to the dog. You hook one end of the long run to the back door. All you have to do is step out the door, clip him on the chain, and let him run. It gives him plenty of room to run. 20-foot rope with a 20-foot chain gives him 40 square feet to run. He won't dig up the property. He can get all the exercise he needs. When you let him back in the house, you just open the door and he comes in and you unhook him. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you have any other questions, please call East Brunswick Animal Control at 390-6900. Remember, leash your pets.
Hi, I'm Amy Bacanine. The book A Little Princess by Frances Burnett was reviewed by Ritsu Murthy. This book is about the victories and defeats in the life of a young girl named Sarah Crew. When Sarah's wealthy father was alive, she was treated like a little princess at boarding school. After Sarah's father dies, leaving her penniless, the mean school mistress makes Sarah into a maid and treats her like a slave. The kids at the boarding school all make fun of Sarah, and she isn't given enough food to eat. Her life really becomes miserable. When some mystical things start to happen, suddenly Sarah's whole life turns around again. A Little Princess is a book never outgrown. The illustrator's delicate drawings add a magnificent touch to the book. The author's way with words and how she writes about the book's characters is a credit to children's literature.
Hi, I'm Dolly for This Week in East Brunswick, and I just wanted to remind all of you out there that on Friday night, August the 3rd, that's this coming Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m., the Alpineers, under the direction of George Krause, will be performing right here at the municipal grounds up here in the gazebo. It's a dynamite concert they're going to be doing. It's a authentic German band, and they're in authentic costumes. It's a marvelous oompa sound. They do a lot of audience participation too, sing-alongs, and from what I understand, they do some German dances in which they try to get the audience to participate in. So you'll have to come out here, bring your lawn chairs or your blankets and the family. In case of rain though, we will have to cancel it, so let's all keep our fingers crossed. And listen, while you've got your fingers crossed, and I do have your attention, and hopefully I do, this is the East Brunswick Arts Commission brochure. It will be going out sometime next week in the mail, and all of you will be receiving it. It lists all the arts affairs that will be going on through fall and winter of 1984-85. It's a marvelous, handy little list to keep on the refrigerator. And of course, if you do get bored with it, which I hope you don't, you can make a nice size airplane out of it. But we have some great programming coming up, beginning with the September Fest, which is Saturday, September the 8th. If you were to last year's, well, you know what a marvelous time we had. We will be having over 100 arts and crafts exhibitors, and by the way, I still have a lot of booths that are open. So any of you arts and crafts people who want to display and sell your stuff, why, give me a call at the office and I'll send you out a registration blank. There will be cash prizes, so who knows, you might win one of them, in addition to selling stuff. We also will be having entertainment that day. Fred Yockers will be out, the marvelous mime, to entertain the youngsters at 1 o'clock. We have a break-dancing group for the teenagers and us older people who are afraid to get down and try that sort of thing. And we will also be having a great string group called Wood and Strings. And an extra plus, we have brought back the East Indian dancers from last year. Ethnic vendors will also be selling some goodies, so you can keep that calorie content up that you've been working on all summer. And it's going to be a day of fun for everyone. It begins at 11 o'clock and will end at 5. Let's see, after September Fest, the Playhouse will open with Barnum October 11th, and that's another dynamite family outing. It's the Broadway Circus show, and it's bound to be a hit. We have a bus trip coming up to Soho in October also. All the art galleries and the restaurants, and Girls for You, all those marvelous gift shops. Now, seating is limited on that, so you know, you have to get your reservations in early. We have a dynamite foreign film series coming in this year, which the Playhouse, the library, the Friends of the Library, and the Arts Commission will be co-sponsoring. We have 5 more great films. If you were part of last year's, why, don't hesitate to come out to this year's. We also have added on an American film series, American Classic Films, rather, series, which is just great. We're going to be doing The Gay Divorcee, North by Northwest, An Evening with the Marx Brothers, and a marvelous show, Gaslight, I almost forgot it, with Ingrid Bergman and Charles Boyer, which was a real edge-of-the-seat thriller. We will be having concerts. The Eroica Brass Ensemble and the Laurel String Ensemble will be here. So you see, we have a real fall and winter scheduling for you. So many events, and all of them enjoyable for you with your families. After Christmas, we will be doing a cabaret comedy night, which has been successful for the last 2 years. Later on in the spring, we have another dynamic dance group coming in. But I'll tell you all about those on a later show. In the meantime, take care.
Hello, welcome to the East Brunswick Public Library. We have books, so many books, and we're just waiting for you and you and you to come to our wonderfully modern library and choose from our wonderful selection of literature. We not only have books, we have pamphlet files, water fountains, Xerox machines, some really cute librarians. And not only that, we have computers, chairs, magazines, and puppets galore. Added to that, we have many summer reading clubs and carnivals for your children. Film strips, chairs, records, videotapes, tables, card catalogs, dust, carpets, windows, bathrooms, doors, doorknobs, fire extinguishers, and of course, an extensive collection of books.
Hi, I'm Ed Jablanowski, coordinator of the East Brunswick Recycling Program, and last week was our first collection, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'd like to compliment everybody on their participation. It was great. I saw newspapers out all over. In fact, it was one of the best first collection dates, first collection volumes, the best that I've seen in my 3 years in the business, and I'm really happy with it. Over the last week, the first collection, we collected over 90,000 pounds of newspaper, which was sold to Edison Salvage in Edison. Of course, month to month, this should increase as more people become more aware of the program. One thing I'd like to say, we had one problem with scavenging during the night. People with pickup trucks, vans, collecting newspapers put out for the township's program. This is illegal, subject to a $500 fine. If you see anybody collecting newspapers, which is not BFI, in a BFI truck, Browning Ferris, please report them to my office at 390-6983. Try to get their license plate number, description of the vehicle, or whatever you can. I'd really appreciate it. We have to put a stop to this problem. It's taking away a lot of the newspapers that were put out for the township. So I'd appreciate any help. Once again, thanks for participating in the program. It was great. I spent Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday driving around East Brunswick, seeing who put their newspapers out, and I was really pleased. And I think the program started on a good note. It's a good success. And I'd just like to thank everyone in East Brunswick, and I'm proud to be a part of this program. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to Consumer Aware. I'm Adrienne Eisner of the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. You have probably, at one time or another, purchased a product from a salesperson who came directly to your home. Direct selling is the nation's oldest method of distribution of products. Since colonial times, Americans have bought goods and services brought directly to their home by independent salespersons, originally known as Yankee peddlers. To be sure that you are buying reputable products from reputable salespeople, we suggest you ask the following questions before making a purchase. Unless the answers are satisfactory, do not proceed with the sale. First, find out who is ringing your doorbell. Salespeople should tell you what they have come to talk to you about. They should be able to tell you their name, the company name, and the products and services they are offering. Also, you should be sure to ask for identification. Be sure that you understand the product. Is it being presented in a straightforward manner? Do you understand what it will do and what it won't do? Do you know how it works, how to get repairs? Don't be afraid to ask questions. Find out about the product warranty. What does it cover? What are the company's written policies on refunds or exchanges? Get the name, address, and telephone number of the company. Also be sure that you get the salesperson's name. You may need to contact them for additional information. Be certain that the contract specifies all the terms of the sale and that they are the same as those given in the sales presentation. Is the finance charge on a credit purchase fully disclosed? Be sure that all blank spaces are filled in on the contract, and be sure that you request a copy of any contract that you sign. According to federal law, you have 3 business days in which to cancel a transaction over the cost of $25 that is made in your home. You are required to do this in writing, and it is recommended that you do it in a registered letter. Salespeople are obligated to inform you of this right to cancel. What can you do if you are not satisfied? The first contact is the salesperson. If the problem is not resolved, then contact the company directly. And if you are still not satisfied, call us at the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. We are open Monday through Friday, located in the Municipal Building. Our telephone number is 390-6954. Call us for any questions on purchases and services. Thank you for joining me on Consumer Aware. Please join us again next time.